Welcome back to the Fab Eyes Show. We have a very special guest on today's show, Mark, our optician. How are you doing?
Good.
So today we're going to talk about eyeglasses and contacts, something that Mark has worked on for over 15 years, and we're going to introduce his little bit about his background and where he comes from. So Mark, where did you grow up?
I grew up in upstate New York.
Upstate New York, okay.
Farm country.
Farm country, okay. So Finger Lakes?
Southern tier, right?
Southern tier?
Probably about just over the border of PA from
Okay,
Scranton.
so Binghamton
Yeah,
area,
Binghamton area.
And what brought you down to Pennsylvania?
My wife.
Okay, that's a good reason. So you started in this industry about 15 years ago?
About
16?
that.
What brought you to the optician industry?
Well, I was looking for a new job that would kind of be a little bit better on hours because I was working retail.
Okay.
And there was an ad for an optician, and I said, I wear glasses. And that's how I applied.
Okay, cool. So now when did you end up at Chester County Opticians?
After my stint at Vision Works.
Okay.
And then I was there for a while, and then...
So you really learned the craft with...
Yes.
And who... The guy's name was...
Bob Stratton.
Bob Stratton.
He'd been in the business for like 40 years, and that's where I learned...
He taught you the nuts and the bolts and the...
Yeah, every little trick there is to learn.
Okay, cool. And so you learn a lot there, and then you find us, and we steal you during COVID. You were a COVID steal. And what do you think made this community, why you did so well in this community and everything went so well with the transition? I mean, you had the background and everything like that.
Well, it just, because you guys kind of just let me do my thing.
Yeah.
And that was the
Gave
biggest
you the
thing.
keys and you...
Yeah, I just took the keys and I drove.
Nice. Okay, so let's talk a little about Fab Optical, what we've made it into, and how much it's changed. What is your opinion on selection and inventory? I mean, I know everybody has their different opinion, but I feel like you have a good balance between not too much, not too little, size, shape, colors, things like that.
I try to get every possible thing. I've got for the size for people who are tall and very tall and need the longer temple arm. And then I also got a nice selection for the women who are petite. Yeah. And that was the biggest problem, because the biggest problem for women was they needed petite sizes, but they didn't want kids' glasses. Not 50 plus women don't want hearts and bubbles.
So I think I hear once a day a patient say, how did you know that those pair of glasses would fit so well and look good on me? You have this knack where a patient comes back and you look at them and you say, I got 3 pairs, and they end up liking them. What do you generally look for when you're fitting?
It's facial shape. Everybody has a distinct facial shape. You're either round, squared, oval, heart, diamond. Those are your five main ones. So there's a lot of different scenarios. Also too, like if you're doing a bifocal, some people want just enough bifocal to read and they want more distance. Well, without somebody being able to do the correct measurements, you're not going to get that.
The one thing that we do that I think sets us apart, which I think that you took the ball with this one, is the 1-year warranty. Can you kind of explain what the 1-year warranty that comes with Fab?
So the 1-year warranty is basically you get a year warranty on your frames and a year warranty on your lenses. Covers for anything except for loss. 95% of all manufacturers have a warranty on their frame. If you're going someplace and...
Do we charge for a warranty?
We do not charge for a warranty. Most places, a lot of your corporate places will charge a minimum of $40 extra for a warranty for something that they can get at the frame absolutely free from. I've been in this long enough to know the fact that if you have a problem with the frame, I talk with my reps here, I send it back, they get credit. So for them to say that to charge an extra amount of money on something that they get for free is just putting profit in their pocket.
It's good to know. So anti-reflective, I feel like everybody kind of knows what anti-reflective is because it's in the name, but what is really the coating doing to a pair of glasses? Why is that different than just a plastic lens? What is that doing for you?
The anti-reflective coating will help with a lot of different things. One, nighttime driving. That's probably the biggest thing, especially now with these new cars and these LED lights that are a lot brighter. It cuts down on the glare. It won't take it completely out because those lights are just insane, but it's a lot better than without it. Also, too, computer, eye fatigue, and just all overall for the look. You know, when you get pictures taken, you don't get the flash, you don't get the red eye, you don't get those kind of things like that. It's just overall just a better look.
I think that's a lot of what people don't understand. It's aesthetically,
Yes.
plastic lenses don't look very good.
No, it's the only time I ever recommend somebody not doing a non-glare coating is if they're in a job that has chemicals where they're working with chemicals all the time.
Yeah.
Stuff that can splash up on their glasses that would
Chemicals and heat.
Yeah. Those are probably, or if it's really a dust scenario, things that it just wouldn't hold up to is the only time I would. And I'll be honest with you, I was like, nope, don't get it.
These are the things that you would never think about that Mark thinks about on a daily basis. I mean, this is wild stuff with glasses. I mean, he's measuring everything to the millimeter and thinking of every possible scenario. So, speaking of measuring, everybody asks, what is seg height? What is PD? What do you actually measure when you measure a pair of glasses? And why is it important to be accurate?
Well, to be accurate it helps with the way it looks. Because if you don't get your PD precise, then you're not looking at the point of where your glasses are.
So the PD is the pupillary distance. So if you guess, or somebody who's not trained properly or has not been in the industry long, if they guess on that, then you're looking through the wrong part of the lens. And
if you're a 30 on each eye and somebody puts a 34, well then all of a sudden your focal point is you have to turn your head this way to get into your focal point, which you know who wants to walk with their glasses like this?
Yeah, exactly. PD, seg height. Okay, everybody's thinking it. I know it. Why can I not get used to my progressives? What are some tips and tricks and stuff that you can tell patients with progressives?
So my biggest thing with a guy I worked with who'd been in the industry 40 years told me this, and it works like a charm. I have not had anybody had any issues with this, is watching television. It's the best way to learn how to use a progressive. I tell this to every new progressive person I have. You sit down in front of the television, you get a book, magazine, iPad, whatever. You look down at your iPad, and then you slowly bring your head up to look at the TV. All that's doing is training your brain on how to use the progressive. Every person who sits in this chair who's a brand new progressive, I go over everything with them. I tell them 15 minutes, plan on at least. Some people go quicker, some people go a little bit longer. Some people will pick up progressive like that. Other people, it takes a little longer. You know, most 98% of people get the progressive. There is that 2% who just cannot. But what is nice is that we offer in the 90 days, if you do not are able to figure out how to do a progressive, we will flip you to either a distance and reader or a bifocal and computer pair.
Awesome. And I feel like the progressive takes time, so it's setting that expectation, and it's also teaching them properly, and that's the best thing.
And it also depends on what type of progressive you put in. There's different progressives.
There's different progressives, and I was going to get to that. So you have your standard progressive where it's actually not a digital, so it's not made for your eyes. It's just there's just guessing on where the lens is. And then you have we work with our lab. We have our own edging lab, so my dad's always moving the progressive around, and we also make custom digital lenses. How does that affect the vision in terms of progressive?
As for a digital lens, digital lens has a wider channel, less head movement. Your standard progressive is the basic progressive that has been around since progressives was invented back in
so it's
50,
like using
60.
an Android instead of iPhone.
It's like using your iPod to listen to music, or listening to 8-track versus listening to Sirius radio.
Yeah. Okay.
That's about the best way I could put it.
Awesome. All right. Last question. Sunglasses. Everybody's always asked, what's the best tint for driving, your general the mill sunglass? I know everybody's different, but what would you recommend, brown or gray?
It really depends on the individual. Brown and gray both give you the protection. Gray gives you more true colors. It makes your blues look blue, your greens are greens. Brown was always the standard for people who fish, hunt, golf.
Yeah.
Those, because it helps you read everything better. But now there's a lot of other different lenses that are out there. Oakley came out with a golf lens. Oakley came out with a fishing lens. Maui Jim's got brown, gray, rose, which is some of their different ones. A lot of it is just what you like. Like for me, I prefer gray. I like the gray, but I have lighter color eyes, so I'm a little bit more light sensitive. Somebody who has darker eyes, don't. What's nice is I show you both lenses when you come in. I'll show you a brown. I show you a gray. I let you choose. I'll tell you the difference, and it comes down to what you like.
Awesome, awesome. All right, last thing we're gonna do is I want you to tell me 3 things you wouldn't do with your glasses being an optician.
Okay. Well,
Never.
Number 1, always clean your glasses wet, not dry.
Okay.
You cleaning them dry, all you're doing.
What about Windex?
Oh, no. Windex has ammonia in it. It will put pits in your glasses and peel off the non-glare.
So use the lens spray with a cloth. Right?
Water.
Okay.
Just plain water.
Okay.
Soap is another thing.
Yeah.
I don't like soap. Soap builds up. It builds up a film.
Yeah.
Alcohol prep pads. The same thing you'd use to clean the wounds. The same thing I use here.
Okay.
What I use here is what I use on my glasses and my family's.
Yep.
Number 2, always take your glasses off like this. When you rip them off like this, you're going to bend, and sooner or later, this hinge will break, and there is no fix to it. Okay. Maybe a dab of Loctite to hold it for a couple days, but that's about it. And number 3, stay away from online places. You get what you paid for. You ever hear the saying, if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Okay, so those are the 3 things he would never do as an optician. Thanks for everyone joining. We'll see you real soon. Coming from our wonderful optical and studio at Phoenixville, right behind the hospital, 286 Griffin Street. And our phone number is 610-933-1144. Come say hello to the wonderful Mark, and you can ask him some questions. Have a good one.